Hello, YouTubers. I am back and feeling amazing. So to continue off from my last video where I said that maybe I'd do my coming out story. Well, since I'm out on the journey here at Middle Island, only me here, why not talk about my coming out? Ooh. Okay, so let's just back it up to about 1994, about that year. I was born in 1988, so I was about 6 years old when I knew that I was kind of different. Different as in I didn't know what was going on. I just knew I had some weird or feelings going on that I was attracted to. It would have been boys then, since I was only 6. And so, you know, you kiss and tell and all that stuff. Don't kiss and tell, sorry. No, you become like bi-curious, I guess. So later on in my teen years, I hit puberty, and then that's when like the feelings and the hormones and all that stuff went into full throttle. So, well, I was probably about 15 when I actually knew what being gay was, or then we were called homosexuals. But I still didn't know what it was all about, because when I was about 12, my family decided to start going to a new church. I grew up Catholic for the most part, but when I hit about 12, 13, we started going to a United Pentecostal church. And if people are not familiar with that religion, it's pretty strong. They follow the Bible 100%. So what the Bible says goes. They go by standards, which is clothing, no makeup, no piercings, any of that stuff. So at that time, they were preaching at church about how homosexuality was an abomination. So that's what I believed for a long time. I was prayed on multiple times to release the demons in me, as so they would say, as well, I thought I had demons in me too. Demon of perversion and homosexuality and all that stuff. So I was probably about 16, 17 when I started kind of experimenting with other boys and teens and that. And so I kind of started, I knew that's what I was attracted to, but being preached at, saying that was not right, I had to hide myself. I had to, as they would say, stay in the closet. It was so hard. I went through so much hurt, so much pain, because I couldn't be true to myself. Why? Why was it wrong to be liking other men? I don't get it. I never had feelings for females that way, like sexual feelings. I just never was attracted. So I About 16, I remember calling up my mother, and anyone knows me and my mother are very, very close. I'm a mama's boy, and I'm proud to be that. I remember calling her up while I was driving, and I said, Mom, I think, well, I have something to tell you. Yes, what's wrong? She said, and I said, I think I like boys, men. I think I'm gay. And she said, no, you're not. That's just the devil talking. That's just the spirit of homosexuality, the spirit of demons and all that stuff. So, no matter how much I told her, that's just, I am, we kind of just pushed it aside, and I went back to being like I never ever said anything. So, meanwhile, my closest friends at that time knew that that's what I was. I was gay. So around I grew up playing the piano, so I was a pianist. So around 17, 18 years old, after graduation, I was very involved with the church then. I was the music director for a while, so I was the pianist for the church. And in Fredericton, New Brunswick, there's this Christian college called Northeast Christian College. And it's a United Pentecostal college where you can go study 3 years of music or 3 years of theology, where you can have your license to preach a United Pentecostal church and that. So prior to applying for that college, I remember sitting down with my pastor at the time and his wife and saying, I really want to go to Toronto. I want to go into fashion design, and I want to go into interior design, and maybe eventually go into hairdressing. I don't know, but that's my thing. So we talked, and to them it was, they basically convinced me not to do it because it was of the world. It was a worldly thing to do, to cut people's hair. Worldly thing to do to, interior decorate, fashion design, create all this stuff. So they had convinced me that I should go to Northeast Christian College. So I applied, I got accepted, and I went. So I was part of a chorale group there where we traveled to the States and sang all the time, and traveled around New Brunswick and Canada. Made a lot of good friends, but I was still not being true to myself. I still was not being honest. I was hiding, pushing my feelings deeper and deeper. So I remember one of the roommates in the dorms asked me, why does my voice sound girly, feminine? And at that moment, it kind of caught me off guard because I didn't know what to say, but I was comfortable enough that I thought I could say things and that they'd be all right with it. So I told him, listen, I said I used to be gay, but I'm not no more. And two of the roommates jumped up and ran out of the room. So it was like, okay. And one stayed back and talked to me. Talked to me about my feelings, talked to me about how it went on, like what happened. And then, at that time I said I didn't want to be kicked out of the college, saying, I was redeemed, the Lord saved me, cast the demons out, I'm saved, I'm free, no longer involved with men. So that was all right. The night went on, went to bed, and the next day I get a call to what they call the office, the principal's office, I guess. He's the one that runs the college, and that's who people report to. I forget his name, but anyways, he called me into the office and told me that one of the people had went to him and told him what I had said that night, being attracted to men. So I went through the whole ramble again. You know, I'm delivered. The Lord saved me. Please let me stay. I promise. So anyways, it was all good. I got to stay. Meanwhile, my feelings kept getting stronger for men. I felt so lost. I had no one to turn to because all my friends were Pentecostal, United Pentecostal, or I had two that weren't right involved with the religion, but they were still very supportive of me. So I went on through months and months. And meanwhile, I would hook up with a guy here and there in Fredericton. I just didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what to do. I guess I was looking in all the wrong places, but reality, I was just following my urges, my who I was attracted to. So after a while, long story short, I did not stay a year there. I think I lasted 8 months, and then I decided to move back home to Miramichi. And at that time, I started to kind of find myself more, research a little bit more about what this gay is, what this homosexuality is. Meanwhile, I slowly started backing away from church. I stopped being the music director. At that time, I was called a backslider. You know, people who leave church are backsliders, living in sin, they're living in being of the world, I guess. So I slowly backed away from church, and then I started partying. Started going clubbing with my friends, sneaking out at night, and then I ended up meeting this guy. At the time, I met him a few years prior through a friend. Was never interested or anything, but anyways, that night, long story short, you know how partying goes, you drink and blah blah blah. I ended up going home with him. At that time, it felt so good to be myself. So the next day, so on, I started seeing him, talking more, hanging out more, and then I eventually told my mother and father that I'm gay, I'm moving out, and I'm moving in with the guy at the time was Dean. Said I'm moving in with him. Well, I lost everything. I lost 3 years of my life being close to my mother and father. My sister was close to me. They never liked him. They never approved it. Never approved of lifestyle. Meanwhile, they weren't really aware what was going behind closed doors. He was an alcoholic and a drug addict. And he was very, very mentally abusive. To the point where I had no freedom. I couldn't leave the house. I couldn't go in the front step. He had to be there with me. I was always accused of things. So, after leaving him for literally the 14th time, and it was 3.5 years together, we were engaged, I left. And I moved in with a friend out in the country. She was aware that I was planning on doing this and that it was for good. And I did it. I went through hell and back for 3 years. I was very blessed that was only 3 years. Some people never get out. Some people never are in it forever or as much longer. So I left Dean and I moved in with my friend, and then I started going to church again and finding what they would say to the Lord, getting close to him again. And I remember one night at church, and this was quite a few months after, I ended up moving back in with my parents. It was just me, mom, and dad at the time. My sister was married at the time and moved in with her husband. I remember being at church, and at the end of the service, that's when they do like altar calls, or they do prayers, or needs or whatnot. I remember everyone went to the front, and I decided to stay back. And I kneeled in my chair, in the pew. And I remember saying and praying, I said, God, I'm gay. I'm gay. I'm not attracted to women. Please find me someone who I'm meant to be with. Please. And I prayed a little more words than that, and that was that. That evening, I went to a friend's place that I was in college with. So at that time, I was studying youth care worker with a good friend, and I think I was 21 at that time, I think. And I remember when MSN was a thing, I went on MSN Messenger. And prior to that, a week before, I was partying at the Opera House, and I remember seeing this fellow come in. Never seen him before, knew he was from out of town, just the way he was dressed. And I remember saying, oh my God, I don't know if he's gay or straight or what he is, but man, he's good looking. Lasted like 10 minutes, and then they left because him and his friends ended up getting in a fight, so they all left. And I thought, well, there goes that. So at the church service, which was Sunday, I went and to my friend's place, and I went on MSN. And people believe in things. This could be cheesy for some people, but whatever. The guy that I had seen at the Opera House that night showed up on MSN. A message and said, hi, are you the guy that was at the Opera House last night? And I thought, oh my God, that's the guy I seen. And I was like, holy moly, how the hell did he get my messenger? We've never chatted before. Anyways, long story short, he invited me over. Had coffee and wine and talked and all that stuff. And within the first 5-10 minutes, I just knew. I said, oh my God, is he the one? I think he's the one. So anyways, we started hanging out, getting closer and dating, and that time I was like, screw it. I am gay, and that's just the way it's going to be. So I told my parents, I said, listen, I met a new guy. He's coming over for Christmas dinner. Either you like it or not, but he treats me really good. And anyways, we've been together, me and Peter, for 10 years. We're married now too, and my parents just love him to death. I remember having a good talk with my mom and saying, listen, I'm gay. Either you like it or you don't, that's just the way I am. either choose to have a relationship with me or not. That's your choice. So they love him. They love him, and he treats me like he is queen, and he is my king, and that's just the way it is. So that's how I fully came out, and now I'm fully out, 100%, and I don't hide myself. I got long nails. I wear makeup when I feel like it. I do what I want just because it makes me happy. I do not. At one time, I let society decide who I was and who I will be in life. Now, I choose who I am. I choose what I do with my life. I am who I am. I cannot be who I am not. A very, very wise woman once told me that. And that has always stuck with me. Yeah, I still get name calls. Faye. Oh my God, look at him. Is that a boy or is that a girl? Or, it's a sin and all this stuff. I still get names and looks at. And at one time it used to really bother me. But now I'm like, you don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know who I am. You do not know the walk I've walked to be who I am today and to be where I am today. I accomplished so much. I am so proud of myself for becoming who I am today. I had so much support from friends. And, I just feel amazing now. I feel amazing. And I just want to let people know out there, when your time's right to come out, it's right. Don't let anyone force you to come out of the closet. Don't let anyone force you to do anything you do not want. The timing is all up to you. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy to come out. And it's not easy knowing that, what if my friends don't accept me? What if my family don't accept me? And that was hard. I lost a lot of friends along the way. But it made me stronger and it made me who I am. And now I stand my ground. People know that the road we walk is ours. Don't let society, don't let the world, the government, tell you who you need to be in life. They don't know what you're going through. They have no idea what we go through. Being gay, being lesbian, bisexual, transgendered, all those sexual orientations. I'm sorry, I'm not up with the terms, but pansexual, asexual, demisexual, there's all those ones. Be you. Be you. If take anything from this video, my coming out story is probably not as bad as some others, and I totally understand. I've had friends that came out and things went great, things went bad. Friend last year, she was transitioning into a woman, transgendered. Parents never accepted her. She hung herself last year. It's sad to know that that's the last resort for them to be free, to be who they want to be. And I don't want to be the one saying it gets better. You know what? For some it does. And for some it doesn't. But in the long run, it's yourself. You have to live with yourself. You have to live with yourself. Find like-minded people. find a gay population that you can go to. Get educated. Get educated on this matter. It's so nice here. I just want to say you're not alone in this walk. And message me, comment, leave me a message. You need to talk. If you need to get something off your shoulder, 100% confidential with me. You know, if you want to talk about your feelings and you're not out yet, message me, talk to me. I will not judge. This is your walk. This is your journey. And no one should tell you who to be in life but yourself. So, I just want to let you know that I'm here for you. Reach out anytime. And I will be more than welcome to talk with you. So, stay tuned. I will be posting again in another week or so. But for now, be kind to yourself. And remember that you're not alone. And that I will help you through this if need be. Message me. Blessed be. Take care of yourself. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. Bye.